And good evening, everybody, and welcome inside DeSanto Field as Case Western Reserve University football returning home for their first home contest of the season and will be taking on PAC opponent Westminster today, coming up in just a few minutes. But first, I'm John Schwartz and joined here today by head coach Greg Debeljak as the Spartans come in with an 0-1-1 record into today's game. And Greg, there's so much to talk about over these first 2 weeks, but if you could first give us a little bit of an overview. I imagine in your career, now 22 seasons here, but long beyond that in terms of playing and as an assistant coach of John Carroll, I imagine you've never quite had a 2 weeks like this.
No, and this will be the last time I will talk about it. I've had a ton of calls from coaching colleagues and just commiserating. Like, man, I can't believe you guys had to go through that. And yeah, it's unprecedented, and learned a lot about procedures and what happens when games don't get finished. And but I thought the players, coaches, and staff handled it, tremendously best they could. And we just adapted and tried to make the best out of it. It wasn't like the long road trips. I mean, we got back at 5 in the morning from Rowan, 3:30 in the morning from Wabash. Not something you want to put your guys through, but hey, we adapted, called Sunday off, gave them time to recuperate, and they responded really well. So yeah, unfortunate, not ideal, but hey, you just take what comes to you and you deal with it the best you can.
I think I've said the phrase rule 3.3.3.A more times than I ever would have imagined in my life. Real quick, one other important thing that came out of these first 2 weeks. I don't know if I've ever heard you preseason be more complimentary of a quarterback than I heard you be of Aaron Phillips. Obviously, just heartbreaking what happened to him in the first game. I was wondering if you could just take a moment, talk about Aaron and kind of expectations for him heading into this year and how the last 2 weeks have gone since that injury.
Yeah, John, he's as talented as anyone I've ever coached at the position, and that's saying a lot because I've coached some talented kids. And our whole offense was based around his skill set, which is vast. He can do so many things. So, and one of the biggest things that gets overlooked is leadership. Boy, he's our leader. He's our captain. And that role's not going to change. And he bounced back very quickly. If anyone who wants to look up his social media post, it was just a great statement on, hey, he's moving on, and he has another challenge that he's going to take on, and he's getting on with it. He doesn't feel sorry about it because it is heartbreaking. He's had a tough go injury-wise. So he will obviously be missed on the field. We look forward to having him as a leader and a big part of our team as we go through, and we'll see what the future brings. He does have opportunities to play because of redshirt, and we'll see where that goes.
I think one of the positives is that you were able to see Sam DiTilio in action, starting a game for the first time against a tough Wabash defense, and really played well in that game. A lot of positive plays, was the team's leading rusher, ran for 2 touchdowns, seemed to lead the offense well. Can you talk a little bit about Sam stepping into this role now, and then maybe how the offense changes a little as you move on with him as your starting quarterback?
Yeah, so Sam is not too big for any moment. He was a 2-year starter at Avon High School. His senior year, he took them to the Final Four. He has played against great competition. He is made for being a leader and being in the spotlight. So no problems there. Nothing's going to rattle him, shake him. He has a different skill set, so we will adjust. I publicly won't go on in detail how we're going to do that, but Sam is a tough football player, a bruising runner, very smart. We can put a lot of the decision-making in his hands on the field. So there's a lot of positives about what Sam brings to the table. But he's just going to be different. We don't expect him to be Aaron. We expect him to be the best version of Sam.
Defensively, team's been off to a pretty good start so far, I think, especially in the game against Rome, but certainly up against Wabash, especially up until the point where the venue shifted. But can you talk a little bit about the defense, and maybe in particular the secondary, which looks fantastic so far this year?
Yeah, so defensively, and the Aaron injury, and it should get a lot of attention, but we've had some guys go down on defense too. Hey, it's football, it's the nature of the game, so that's kind of an ongoing process of what works there. The secondary has been really good. I think we have some excellent players back there. OC is as good as any corner in the league. Jake Kavsick is a fantastic football player. And we have a good coach in Jeff Ramsey, so we have confidence in those guys. Our concerned going into the season would be a very inexperienced defense and small defensive line. And I think when we do things right up there, we can play with anybody. If we're not doing things right, we're going to have a long day. So Wabash kind of exposed us in the second half a little bit. But hey, those kids are doing all they can and being coached up. And I think, again, it's more of there's some guys there that just their first time being on the varsity field, and they'll improve as the season goes on.
I was wondering if you could expand a little on Jake Kapsick, who had a pretty unique game, kind of echoes of Travis Johnson a little bit, in terms of his ability to both play solid defense. He had an interception, a sack, both the first of his career, but also scored for you. You used him on an end-around play on offense, and that was successful. Talk about what Jake Kapsick means to this team on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, he's our best football player. I mean, Jake can run, pass, block punts, intercept balls. The first play of the game, he got the sack, and that was a game planning thing. We could have done that with an outside backer. We decided to do it with a safety because the safety was Jake Kapsick. Just has a great burst and a great instinct for the game on all three phases. So you'll see more of him everywhere. He's one of our best players, and we're going to feature him.
Westminster coming up this week. Talk a little bit about them. Obviously, they're typically a good running team, good defensive team, well coached. Talk about what you've seen on the tape so far from Westminster.
Yeah, similar, just what you said. They are on defense. They're big, athletic. They have a All-American candidate at corner. They have an All-American candidate at Mike Backer. Will be a 4-year starter and leader of the unit. So it'll be a huge test for our offense, no doubt about it. Their offense, I believe their starter from week one, and I think he's started since sophomore year, is out. He's more of a thrower. And the guy they have coming in, they went from, 200 yards of offense against Marietta, 450 against Franklin and Marshall. This kid can really run the football. They're doing a lot of zone read where the quarterback has an option to give or keep or throw. So again, it's going to be a challenge. They're a very, very athletic and well-coached team. So it should be a really good matchup.
Well, Coach, thank you for joining us today, and good luck. We'll be back in just a minute as Case Western Reserve set to kick off against Westminster here at DeSanto Field. Home opener for the Spartans coming up when we come back.